Welcome back to the AM Take podcast. I'm Marv.
And I'm Amy, and we're two parts of this very awesome podcast.
Join us as we explore a variety of topics every week.
Thanksgiving is coming up, and with that, we all know that Black Friday sales follow. Let's talk about that for a bit.
Talking about Black Friday? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, here's some catch up. I finished a bunch of my work projects, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And in the spirit of Black Friday, well, it wasn't Black Friday, but they did have a Black Friday sale, but I didn't buy this based on that. But I upgraded my surround sound system on my TV.
Okay.
That's nice. It wasn't cheap, so it's not in the spirit of Black Friday.
How much are we talking about?
Let's not talk about that. But anyway, it sounds really good. And to test it out, I started watching on Netflix this show called The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself. Mm-hmm. And man, it is very, very good. And
you
as far as I'm aware,
that show.
Yeah, you just finished the first episode, right?
I did.
What did you think so far?
I mean, I think that since you've hyped it up so much, I think that there's more to come. But I'm gonna continue watching. Definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. If you don't know what it's about, a quick synopsis. It's about witches, and there's two factions of witches, and there's a struggle between them. Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. Don't want to spoil it or anything like that. And then I guess, Amy, did you guys do anything special for Halloween?
Oh, gosh. Did we? No, I don't think so.
Well, same here. Didn't do anything for Halloween either, so that's good. It was actually pretty cold here for Halloween, so I don't know how the weather was with you guys.
How cold are we talking about?
Oh, probably like 27 degrees.
Celsius?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's hot.
I know. It wasn't very cold. Oh my god. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I did do something, however.
Oh, what'd you do?
Remember we were talking about the sweet potato pie?
Oh, yeah.
I baked it.
Oh, wow. How was it?
I would say making it was super easy. It was super, super easy. It was just basically put the sweet potato in boiling water and boil it for like 45 minutes. And then just peel off the peel, mash it with a bunch of other ingredients together.
Oh, wow. So you actually use sweet potatoes. You didn't buy like canned sweet potatoes.
I didn't know that existed. Like that. I don't think that exists here in Canada. Oh. but yeah, I bought the sweet potato. It was 1 pound. It was ginormous. Anyway, it was 1 pound, and I baked 2 pies with it. I bought like frozen pie shells.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then you just pour everything in it and then just put it in the oven. Mm-hmm. And then you're done. And I would have to say that it was a complete failure.
What?
Because
I
forgot to add sugar.
Wait, but still, isn't the sweet potato sweet in itself?
Okay, it has a bit of sweetness to it, but then because in the recipe it asked for butter, so it ended up being a bit more salty than sweet.
So you used salted butter?
Yeah, I used salted butter because it didn't ask for unsalted butter.
I think normally with baking you use unsalted butter, right?
It depends. It depends on the recipe.
Okay. But the recipe didn't call for either, so you just use whatever you had, I guess.
No, because I normally when I bake and when the recipe calls for unsalted butter, you add a pinch of salt.
Oh, okay, I see.
just to counter the sweet. And I guess the rationale behind using salted butter is like you don't need to add the salt. And so what I did to remedy this situation is just pour some maple syrup. on the pie when you're serving.
Wait, so after it was baked already?
Yeah. Okay. After it was baked.
Did that help?
Yeah. Oh, it helped tremendously. And it was very, very delicious.
But did it taste like sweet potato or did it taste like maple syrup pie?
Well, it had a maple syrup, like a maple taste to it, but you could really taste the sweet potato as well. After pouring some maple syrup on it, it was delicious.
Oh, nice.
So it was It was really good. It wasn't too strong. Like I didn't add too much cinnamon.
But
or
this
nutmeg.
is like real maple syrup, real Canadian maple syrup.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not.
I mean, you don't have fake ones, right?
We?
Well, I mean, there's table syrup.
In the States? Oh, of course we have fake syrup in the States.
But
fake maple syrup.
But you guys, okay, Canada and...
We don't have any cans like you guys do.
Yeah, we do have maple syrup in cans, but we're not too far apart. Like, you guys have maple trees too, so I'm assuming you guys can also produce your own maple syrup.
Yeah, but you know, capitalism, so they rather use high fructose corn syrup to, you know, and then maple syrup, well, maple flavoring, I guess you could say.
Oh, like extract?
I don't know if it's extract or like, you know, like fake flavoring and stuff like that. I know it's weird for you because you guys have maple syrup naturally.
Right.
And here's a fact. When I visited Amy, as one of my parting gifts, she gave me a can of maple syrup. And I was actually stopped by immigration. They asked me what it was, and I told them it was maple syrup. And then, now here's the thing. Immigration at, customs and Canada, they were fine with it. As soon as I told them, they knew what it was. And then when I went to the States, when I told them that, they had to look at it. And then they looked at it.
They had to open it?
Well, they didn't open it. They looked at it, like the can and stuff.
Oh.
With the Canadian customs, I told them it was maple syrup. They're like, oh, okay, that's it. And then in the States, when I told them what it was, they looked at it and they had to like, you know, read it and stuff, like make sure it actually was, and start shaking and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
I was like, it's a can, dude. Like canned maple syrup. Like I said, I've never seen canned maple syrup here in the States, so it was interesting to see that difference.
Okay, so my rationale behind gifting you a canned maple syrup,
it's real maple syrup.
No, that's not it. Because there's real maple syrup in like those fancy glass maple leaf shaped things too. Yeah. But it's not that great in a suitcase, right?
Oh, because it's glass, I guess?
Because it's glass and it can break easily. Okay. So I was thinking in terms of like, I don't want, say, that glass to shatter and then maple syrup being coating all of your clothes. True. So True. I went with the can. And
that's amazing because I've never seen that. I've never seen it.
Do you still have some?
Yeah, I still have. I haven't opened it yet.
Wait, what? Okay.
I don't eat a lot of sweets, so
it's okay. It doesn't expire.
I was thinking of making French toast one of these days and then using it for French toast.
Okay.
But I worry because it's so big. I worry how much I'm gonna actually use it. And then does it take a while? Does it last long, I guess?
Oh, it lasts very long. Okay, listen. It's sugar. It's not going to expire. It's never going to expire.
Okay, fair enough.
So what I do is we punch 2 holes with a can opener.
Yeah.
On the top. Yeah. And then whenever you pour out some of the can, you just put a saran wrap on top and then like put an elastic around it and then just put it in the fridge. Okay. And then every time you want some, you could just take it out and then pour some and then put it back in. And it's going to last you, I don't know, it's probably going to last you for at least a year. And it's not going to expire. Like, I know there's an expiration date on it, but it's sugar. It's not going to expire.
Sure. We'll see about that.
No.
Probably going to last me 5 years at this rate anyway.
You'll probably receive a new can by then. But anyway.
So, yeah, back to the topic of Black Friday. We're going to start off with what I found on the history of it anyway. Mm-hmm. So Black Friday actually originated as based on the financial term of like you being in the black, which is making a profit or being above the loss, and then versus being in the red, which is obviously being negative or having a loss. So that's essentially the aspect of Black Friday or black coming from. And so there's a bunch of myths and stories behind the term Black Friday, but the actual history of it is that it originated in Philadelphia, which is in Pennsylvania in the States. And it actually happened after the day of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And Thanksgiving is always the third Thursday of the month. So obviously it's always a Friday. And so that's when a mass amount of shoppers would hit the stores, hit the retail shops, and along with that, a huge number of shoplifters as well too. And that basically forced all the Philadelphia police force to go out and have to work on the Friday or the day after Thanksgiving. And so they would flood retailers, and retailers didn't really like it as well too because they had to deal with shoplifters and stuff. So originally it had a really negative connotation attached to it.
Right.
Because, you first of all, you had people dealing with people who were trampling over each other, fighting over stuff. And there wasn't even sales going on.
Right.
They were just like people trying to get ready for Christmas.
Right, right.
And basically take advantage of that and to turn it into a more positive light. Retailers started turning it into like a sales day kind of a thing, and it really didn't take hold nationally until roughly the late 80s in the States, where they wanted to make it more positive, so they turned it into a day where they would offer discounts and early bird specials for those who came out early and waited at the stores. And so that's where we are now, basically. So it did take hold at the end of the 80s and into the 90s. And so
I can totally see like the PTSD associated with it, though. Like, say if you're a police officer and then you're like, oh, rolling your eyes, oh, I gotta work on a Black Friday.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So yeah, so they turn it into something more positive. So now the typical story is that retailers wanted to find a way to recoup some of their losses for the year. So they created, this is what the story is now. They created Black Friday to be the biggest day of the year so that they can turn all their negative losses into profit, putting it into the black. And then that's where this myth of the start of Black Friday comes now, is that retailers did it. But originally it wasn't national. It wasn't this whole big, American thing. It was just from the city of Philadelphia. And then it took hold nationally towards the 80s, but it did start in like the 70s, 60s and 50s and like that. And from that point on, it caught wind in the States. And so that's where we have it today. Now, it's still associated with a bunch of people getting stuff for Christmas and discounts, but the discount aspect of it, the early bird special aspect of it, was actually really pushed by retailers to get people into their door, into the establishment per se.
Right.
But I know that that's in the States, but how did it come over to Canada?
Right. So I did a bit of research because growing up, I never remember, I don't recall Black Fridays much. So then I did a little bit of research, and apparently Black Friday started in Canada in the early 2000s.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So it was pretty late, and it was essentially borrowing United States Black Friday events, sales events, that concept. And the reason behind how it started was because back then, at some point, the Canadian dollar was kind of equivalent to US dollars. And Canadian businesses' objective was to encourage local shopping. So before Black Friday existed in Canada, what Canadians would do was they knew Black Friday was coming up in the States, and they would drive their car past the border and then shop. And so, yeah, Canadian businesses wanted to retain those business and then started their own Black Friday. And yeah, ever since then, we've had Black Friday, and it has become more popular than Boxing Day now. And I don't know, a lot of you might ask, well, a lot of Americans might ask, what's Boxing Day?
What's Boxing Day? Can you explain?
So essentially it's the day after Christmas. And, you and I have talked about that previously. And I was so shocked that United States didn't have Boxing Day. And apparently it's only amongst the Commonwealth countries. So essentially it happens on December 26th, and it's very similar to Black Friday. There's sales on that particular one day, and it's after a major holiday. It's after Christmas. So you'd expect lineups, you'd expect rushes. I've never really heard of people dying from being trampled over, though. I have heard of those stories in the United States.
So what is with the term Boxing Day? Can you go into detail about that?
Right. So I did a little bit of research as well on where that term came from. And boxing, there's two possible origins where that came from. And essentially, That day was dedicated to reward or to gift the poor or the servants or the tradespeople. And theory number one was that it originated from these collection boxes for donations in the church to help the poor. And theory number two was employers gifting boxes to employees as a thank you for working on Christmas Day for them. So that's where the term comes from.
I see. All right, that makes sense.
And so I remember, like, I don't have much experience in Black Fridays. I mean, my only experiences I have is online shopping for Black Friday.
Oh, wait, so you've never gone out and, like, waited at a...
I have for Boxing Day, which is
Oh.
which is similar to Black Friday, right? So I can share my experience for Boxing Day. And it was cold. It was December 26th, 2008, I believe. And fun fact, I did a little bit of research of how cold was it on that day, that year, when I was waiting at 6 a.m. to line up at Best Buy. And they open at 10. So I was waiting in line for 4 hours.
Oh, what?
In minus 28 degrees Celsius, which is minus 18.4 Fahrenheit.
That is
for 4 hours. Yes, my feet were frozen and my digits were feeling it. Well, actually not feeling it. I remember around 9 a.m. the employees were starting to hand out hand warmers.
How nice of them in minus 28 degrees Celsius weather.
Yeah. And I remember that I desperately needed that computer on sale. There was only 4 at that store available. And it was a tower with pretty good specs. Came with it a printer, speaker, mouse, and keyboard. All included, and it was like for $300, or was it $320? Can't remember. But I desperately needed that because my computer was a broken laptop. The screen was cracked and there was liquid leaking out.
Oh, wait, out of the screen?
Out of the screen. And I know it's not safe. I know it's not safe.
Well, I mean, safe. I was worried you're going to say the battery was leaking, but I mean, I that's at least safer than that.
No, the battery wasn't leaking, but it was melted. The plastic at the bottom.
Oh, whoa.
The plastic at the bottom was melted, so it was overheating for sure.
Crap.
I basically used a laptop as a keyboard, and then I used a cable to hook it up to a monitor so I could see what I was doing with the laptop. So that's why I desperately needed a PC. And it was rough. It was 4 hours in minus 28, but to me it was worth it, and I used it for so many years.
Did you have to fight for it because it was only 4, or
no?
Oh, okay. So you just
because I was one of the first.
Oh, okay.
And then like when it opened, like I ran, Marv.
You did. So you did do like the whole running to it. They didn't like.
I did.
Wow.
Respectfully, like I didn't push anybody.
Respectfully. Get out of my way. That makes sense. Wait, so did they let you guys go in like one at a time individually, or did they just open the door and you guys just rushed in?
They just open it, and then we all respectively rushed in.
How nice. Wow.
There was no pushing, there was no shoving. Everybody knew what they wanted, and they just beeline towards what they needed.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, my Black Friday experience growing up, I do remember being younger and going with my mom to like Walmart or some retailer, and obviously I didn't buy anything. I would just walk around with my mom, or I would go out and look at the video games or toys or whatever, and just daydream about what I would buy if I could. And it wasn't until I got older, probably in college, I think, where I actually went and participated in looking at or buying things that I wanted to. Okay. Mainly electronics, a few Legos here and there, but yeah, it was mainly those kinds of deals. And then towards once I got a little bit older, it was mainly to meet up with friends at the mall and to just sit around and people watch as well too. And one year where I really participated in, well, I guess you could call this participation Black Friday, but me and a friend, we had found a ad. We found an ad. I think it was an H.H. Gregg ad. This is kind of like a electronics / furniture retailer. And at the time, they had the PlayStation 3 Slim just came out. And it was priced at $299. And on the Black Friday ad they had, was it Black Friday? Or it was Black Friday or some sale. But they had it priced at $199.
Oh,
it was obviously a mistake. And so what we did was, me and my friend who I worked with at a Vietnamese restaurant, we took the ad and we went to Target, we went to Walmart, especially Walmart, and we got them to price match. And so they price matched it at $199, and I remember we ended up with like 20 or something PlayStation 3s. Yeah, like between the both of us, we used our credit cards, obviously racked up the bill.
Jeez.
And we turned around and ended up reselling it at $299 on Craigslist. And obviously we didn't say, oh, we have 20 of these. We just put up an ad for one PlayStation 3 priced at $299.
Right.
And we sold them for $299 with no tax. So it was just straight $300.
Right.
And so our pitch was that, hey, you can buy this for a flat $300, and that way you would save $40 or something like that on tax. Yeah. And so a lot of people took us up on the offer.
Right.
And the cool thing is that when we dropped them off, we gave them the receipt that we bought it with as well too.
Yeah.
And so if they needed warranty or anything like that, they'd have the receipt as well too. So they would, and on the receipt they would see us buying it for like $199. They would ask us, oh yeah, we're employees or whatever. And so okay, so
so they thought you bought it with like an employee discount.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were like, oh, okay. And so they were saving like $40-$50, and we were pocketing like $100 or so, like that. Yeah. And so it was pretty lucrative. And I remember,
look at you guys living in
I remember my friend took a picture of like the
tower of PS3s.
Yeah, he had built a pyramid of these PS3s. And he took a picture and put it on Instagram.
Wait, I remember, do you still have that picture?
I don't have it anymore, but like I remember like people were asking like, oh, how'd you guys get so many? Blah, 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 thinking we just had the boxes and stuff, but it was so funny. Like we did that
would you
that
do it
one
again?
year. Oh yeah, of course I would do it again. Like it was so great because I remember us driving all night, like going to so many different Walmarts as far as like 20 miles away, just to. Because when we went to Walmart, we bought out all the PS3s that we could between the both of us.
I'm surprised you guys didn't get blacklisted after that stunt.
I doubt it because, like, I mean, it wasn't really our fault. It was up to, and the thing is that a lot of the Targets refused to price match us.
Yeah.
Because they didn't believe it. But a lot of the Walmarts, they just went ahead and price matched, basically.
But do you guys have like a policy of pricing, like exact pricing?
What do you mean? Did we have a policy? What do you mean?
Okay, so there's a retail policy here in Quebec, which is basically they have to honor printed mistakes, their own printed mistakes though, not like somebody else's.
Yeah.
Once they offer it, they have to either offer that item for it's for free if it's $10 or less, and then if
it's more than $10, they have to offer it
at that price, right? But then after they give that deal to that customer, they usually correct it right away on the spot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is they did correct it actually online.
Okay.
But on the printed like ad, they didn't. And so the thing is, we didn't go to H.H. Gregg. We went to Walmart and Best Buy and Target because they have a price match policy from local stores. And H.H. Gregg is a local like brick and mortar store. And so a lot of Best Buys price matched it, and then a lot of them didn't because they started looking online to confirm.
Okay.
And then most of the Targets didn't price match. I don't know why. I think they may have checked that online as well too. But a lot of the ones we got were from Walmart. They just went ahead and price matched it.
Oh my God.
It was, I'll tell you what, it was nerve-wracking because they always had to get a manager to come and do it. And the manager would look at it. You feel like you're doing
something wrong.
Yeah, we actually did feel like we were doing something wrong. Because, I mean, technically
you are, but it's not your fault.
Well, yeah, we're taking advantage of a mistake. And so it was always nerve-wracking just standing there, like, waiting for this manager. And the manager taking the ad and looking at it and flipping back and forth and stuff like that. And it was so, like, it felt so good, though, when they approved it. Yeah. And, like, we just swiping the PS3s and stuff like that. Yes. And it was so cool. And it was so awesome. And at one point, we did, like, 2 trips, I think. And we had, like, 10 PS3s in the car each time. And it was so, like... It was so hilarious thinking we were like had all these boxes, and at one point we were nervous that like, oh, we should stop because we have too many. What if we don't sell them or whatever? Right. Like, nah, people were buying them left and right. It was crazy. We would put one ad up and we'd get like 5 or 6 emails, 5 or 6 phone calls and stuff. And the cool thing is that we were offering to deliver these as well too.
Oh, okay.
And so that was another sketchy part. I remember we went to this guy's place and we pulled out and we were trying to reach out to him and he was responsive with us until we got there.
Oh.
And then he just like went cold for like 10 minutes and then he finally responded and we were outside his house and then he opened his door and we walked in and most of the time we never walked in the house. Okay. We just stood outside and did the transaction, but he invited us in.
Oh.
And it was so weird sitting on his couch and giving him the PS3 and like him giving us the money and then he wanted to open it up and test it out. We're like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And like, and it was just so weird sitting there, like this guy in like a wife beater, just like sitting on the floor, opening his PS3 he just bought from us, and then like talking to us about stuff. And we were just like, we gotta go. We got more stuff to sell, but we didn't want to pretend like we had more, and so we just sat there and like went through the whole thing, and it worked. And he was like, "Oh wow, this is a great deal. I appreciate you guys." Like, yeah, man, no problem. And we just got the heck out of there because it was so weird.
Did you feel at some point? Did you feel like you guys were unsafe?
Oh yeah, well, it's only because we knew that we had like 10 or 15 PS3s in the car.
Okay,
but like when we were going to sell a PS3, I knew we were fine because we weren't trying to rip people off, I guess, because we were selling at the retail price. We weren't trying to sell for like $200 or $250, because if you're selling it that low and it's new, something's sketchy going on,
Yeah.
So we were just selling it at the price that they advertised, just without tax. So people were still getting a deal, but not too good to be true, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people took us up on that, and we made a lot of sales and pocketed the money between both of us. And so that was pretty cool. And that was probably my last year of actually buying anything for Black Friday, because after that, it just became sort of a...
Can you imagine the guy who actually made the printed mistake, though? Like, how much shit he got after...
Man, whatever. These are giant corporations. I give no shits to them. They just write it off and like it's all good for them. They still sold it for $200, so they lost $100. They can make up that difference and stuff. So I never thought twice about that. I was like, it's our win, their losses, whatever. And who knows? They probably screw people up on all the other markups that they do, extended warranties and things like that. So I have no sympatty whatsoever.
So,
but yeah, throughout the years later, as I got older, it was more about just buying online. I didn't want to deal with people, because the worst part about Black Friday is buying clothes. If you ever go to a clothing store during Black Friday and you're trying to check out, it always takes forever. There's always a long line because they only have like 1 or 2 like registers, and there's a bunch of people trying to buy stuff, and they don't buy one thing, they buy multiple things because everything's so cheap. And so you're sitting there waiting for people to like check out. And I just remember like one year I was waiting in line at like Abercrombie & Fitch or something like that, and I was thinking like, wow, I'm spending my whole time here, I'm missing out on all these other deals because I'm just trying to check out here. So when it got to that point, I was like, whatever, it's not worth it, because you just end up waiting to check out at the first place you're going to, and then you miss out on the rest of the deals.
Yeah, but this is before online shopping, though.
Yeah, this is before. Well, I mean, online shopping was available, but this is before online shopping actually went big.
Yeah.
And, a lot of the retailers actually had storefronts and things like that. Right. So for sure.
And you mentioned earlier that you hang out at the mall with your friends just to people watch during Black Friday, like some kind
it was
of
pretty
zoo.
cool. Yeah, it was because I remember we had this mall called Concord Mills.
Okay.
It was only one floor, ground floor only, no elevation to it or anything like that.
Okay.
But it was really, really wide or long, I guess you could say. And at the one end of the mall was this movie theater, and it had a really large area, and there was a couple of like coffee shops there. Starbucks, I think Starbucks was there. There was a Cinnabon there as well too. And I just remember distinctly going to the Cinnabon, just sitting at like the tables they have out, and just looking at people like rushing back and forth, and like, I mean, you see all kinds of people out there.
So what's the funniest thing you've witnessed during Black Friday?
Oh man, the funniest thing I witnessed wasn't at the mall. It was at Walmart.
Okay.
You see these people fight over like these TVs,
Okay.
One person actually grabbing one and then the other person pulling away from it and then yelling at each other. And then the workers come and like tell them that there's enough for everybody. And then
what?
They give them
it wasn't even the last one?
Yeah, it wasn't even the last one. People were so crazy because they grabbed the first one and the other person grabbed that one. And then like they fight over it. I'm like, bro, there's another one right there. You can just grab it. And like, no, this one's mine, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is with these people? It's just that mentality of like they want the first one they grab. So they both grab the first one and then like they feel like it's different than whatever is left behind.
That's so stupid.
And so, yeah, it is. People get into this whole like us versus them attitude or us against the world attitude. Everyone's going to fight us. And, the sad thing about Black Friday is that a lot of these retailers sell like subpar or lower models at these prices. And you don't know that until you have an issue with it. And then you try to get warranty and you find out, oh, hey, this very specific model to Black Friday isn't supported or doesn't have warranty support. Because, I mean, as most people probably know now, a lot of these retailers have very specific models that they put out for Black Friday.
Basically leftovers that they couldn't sell.
Yeah, leftover or the stripped down versions of more mainstream ones that they can sell for significantly less, and they'll put those out in bulk. And like, if you're a sucker, you pick those up, or if you just need something basic, you pick them up basically.
Yeah.
So it's good for what it is, but usually the best deals aren't usually available anymore. What I've seen is that Black Friday has kind of lost its retail magic, I guess, in the past half a decade or so. Most people buy stuff online now, and so
they do.
I'm surprised because I figured with most people going online, they would make the deals in store more enticing, so that people would actually show up in store instead of like going to the website, whatever. But I mean, it's still the same old thing as well too.
Have you ever witnessed during Black Friday an ambulance having to fetch customers? Or like medical emergencies?
No. Thankfully, I've never experienced that. But I do remember hearing all the, watching all the news.
Yeah.
People getting trampled, stampedes, fights, obviously. I think that was really when like flat screen TVs became a big thing.
Okay.
And people fighting over flat screen TVs. It always seems to be TVs for whatever reason. Yeah, it just always TVs. I don't know why. I always associate Black Friday with TVs, especially flat screen TVs. Ever since they came about mainstream, like that's always been the big thing. Is to get
the evolution. It was quite an evolution.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In terms of flat screen, right? Because like it went from plasma LCD and then like to the thin ones, and now it's all about
it's all it was
LED, OLED.
Yep. And in between that, we had a small like slice of time where we had 3D flat screen TV.
Right.
And that was a big rage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like TVs are cheap. You don't need the latest and greatest. You just need whatever it is for your particular environment or for your budget, essentially. So.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like in terms of flat screen, like how like the tube TV was.
Oh yeah.
Was for a very, very long time. And then boom, flat screen happened. But then even flat screen, when it happened, at first it was quite bulky. And in a short amount of time, I would say it's a short amount of time. It evolved so much
Yeah.
So like there's always something new. So that means that there's always people buying it because it's new.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the marketing's there, obviously. You know, every year, oh, the latest and greatest, or this new technology, or whatnot, what have you.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, pretty much everyone has a flat screen TV. I would hope, you know. And so,
Yeah.
but even now, I mean, I guarantee you, Black Friday comes, you watch the news, you'll see people carrying like giant TVs or whatever.
Giant TVs. Yeah.
It's always TVs, I guess, associated
Yeah.
with it. It's interesting.
When they, because Cyber Monday happens after the Black Friday, right?
Yeah.
And Cyber Monday is everything electronics. So technically speaking, people have 2 days to purchase like any type of electronics.
Yeah. Yeah. And typically, yeah. But for me, Cyber Monday has always been like a very kind of a nerdy computer enthusiast kind of thing. Because I remember like Newegg.com always had these giant Cyber Monday sales. And I remember waiting on those until like 12 a.m., you know, on the Sunday until 12 a.m. Monday to buy all these computer parts.
Yeah.
For I think for like 2 years, I bought all my computer parts I needed to build a computer on Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
And it was always awesome. But, you know, now Black Friday, Cyber Monday, now to me, they all feel the same.
Are you waiting for on something in particular this year?
No. I mean, I haven't waited on anything in particular for Black Friday in a long time.
Okay.
I might though, since you know we've had lockdown for like 2 years now.
Right.
I might actually go out and people will watch. I guess you know. I wonder how interesting it'd be. It'd be nice to just drink some coffee and watch people like maybe fight over each other, hopefully, or something like that. But it'd be interesting because I know before the pandemic there was a big push to not have retail workers work on Thursday or Thursday night or early Friday morning.
Right.
They wanted to open on the regular hours on Friday because you know they wanted a lot of workers wanted to spend the evening with their family, spend Thanksgiving Day with their family.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean work regular hours on Black Friday?
Oh, no, you don't know, huh? Okay. So, Black Friday usually happen, and they talk a lot about early bird specials and stuff.
Okay.
They usually happen like either 12 a.m. on Friday.
Wait, what? Like
that evening. Yeah. The tradition was you have Thanksgiving dinner, right? You finish around 8 o'clock and then you rest up or whatever. And then around 11:30 or 11 o'clock, you go out and wait in line at these retailers. Okay. And they open at 12 a.m. A lot of them open at 12 a.m. or anytime after 12 a.m. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there'll be people waiting in line until those stores open.
That's crazy.
And yeah, and it wasn't just 6 a.m. like you did at Best Buy. It was even earlier than that. And as the years progressed, it got so bad where
hold on. But like when I waited at Best Buy, they opened at regular hours. They opened at 10 a.m. I was just there at 6 a.m.
Oh, so you waited at 6 a.m.,
yes,
right?
I waited at 6 a.m.
Ah, I see. Yeah, it was a little different here because you have people waiting at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and then the stores will open at 12 a.m. And
it's midnight,
as the years progressed, they got even more aggressive with those timelines. It wasn't even like Friday anymore. It was Thursday evening, 9 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. God. They would open. And that's why I think 2018, 2017, 2016, 17, 18, 19, there was a big push for not opening on Thanksgiving Day. Or not even opening really early morning on Friday, but opening during regular hours.
They're not unionized, are they?
No. Come on.
That's
this
why.
Is the States.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the States. Because I was like,
this would never fly here. It would never fly here.
Oh, yeah. And I had friends I had friends who worked Black Friday. Mm-hmm. And Black Friday and that weekend as well, too, was always blacklisted for vacation. So you couldn't take vacation on Black Friday or the days before or after. Because they needed everybody to work, basically, if you worked in retail.
Oh, my God.
And so it was pretty much, my ex at the time, she worked Black Friday at the mall, too. And I remember dropping her off and then going to pick her up. And it was crazy.
Mayhem, chaos.
Yeah, it was definitely mayhem. And I felt bad because it was, wow, like, I don't believe a lot of them get time and a half for this. Because it's not actually a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So if they haven't
That's
worked up their,
ridiculous.
part-time hours or
So what's
whatever
to
for
stop
the week,
someone from calling in sick that day?
I mean, most of the time you get fired, I think,
Oh my
or,
God.
or something. Yeah, because they're pretty harsh on retailers. I know that from stories I've heard, is that that's one of those days where no one's supposed to be off or anything like, or everyone's supposed to be available or something
Wow.
like that. And it does suck a lot for retailer
But
workers,
that's a
And
lawsuit.
so,
Well, not a lawsuit, but
oh, come on.
no, but like, what
think,
if you actually did have a medical emergency and then like you get
oh,
fired
I mean,
for
if you
that?
had a medical, if you had a medical emergency, you would have a note, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Okay. Okay, so as long as it's justified, then you're good. But
Well,
still,
yeah. Anytime you're quote unquote sick, you should have something to back yourself up, right? But if you don't,
yeah,
then I mean that's grounds for a
written notice or something like that.
yeah, or something like that. If you don't, then I mean that's on you at the same time.
Okay,
So
and now
if you're
I'm
gonna,
curious.
well,
Out of curiosity, I'm not talking about Black Friday only, but what are you guys' open hours for stores, like general stores, like Walmart, let's say,
I don't know. I'd
on
say
like a
like
regular
10.
day?
Well, I mean, Walmart used to be 24 hours as well too, but
That's crazy. That's
I think,
bananas.
well, there's like super Walmarts. I don't know about now since the pandemic, but I know super Walmarts and I believe super Targets were 24 hours as well too.
Uh-huh.
But obviously we do staff at night and whatnot. But I generally think it's 10 or 11 a.m. I know Best Buy is 10 a.m. because I go to it for work. I go pick up stuff at work for it.
Like you're talking
Well,
about open hours, right? Like the
yeah.
when they open, but when do they close?
Like usually 9, 10, depending on
Okay,
if
so
it's the
then it's
holiday.
like a normal.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
What about weekends?
roughly the same time. But times change for like the holidays,
Okay.
and then even for Black Friday, they might open like at 6 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah.
For just Black Friday, and this is a lot of retailers.
Us, it's the opposite. When there's a holiday, yeah, sure, they might open. Usually they're closed for like, I think Thanksgiving they're closed.
Yeah. A lot of places are closed now for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving,
But if they're
before
open,
they open early for Black Friday.
but if they're open, they wouldn't extend their hours. They would shorten their hours.
Yeah, I mean that happens generally for holidays,
Right.
just not for Black Friday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Black Friday is one of those weird times where they will open extended hours all of Black Friday, and maybe sometimes Cyber Monday or the Saturday after Black Friday.
Yeah.
But like in general, like say for example New Year's,
Yeah.
it would be shortened hours. Most places close by 4 or 5 p.m.
Right.
Obviously, so people get to celebrate New Year's.
Yeah,
Or New Year's Eve.
I don't know why my brain went to like, oh, Black Friday is a holiday. No, it's not. It's a sales event. That's all. There it is.
Exactly. You don't get holiday pay on Black Friday, and so it's pretty crazy.
That's bananas.
But yeah, nothing particular this year. I got my surround sound system, so I'm kind of happy for that. But
okay.
I mean, technically, I probably could have waited 2 weeks, but I doubt it'll be on sale.
What made you want to buy the new sound system? Like you just one day thought, oh, this sounds like shit. Let me get.
Well, my previous system, which was just a soundbar and a subwoofer, was pretty much shit. And I do watch TV a lot too, so I was like kind of tired of it. And I'd always been looking at like a more serious or upscale surround sound system, and so I decided to go with this. And I had it's a Sonos system, so it's not exactly cheap. But it is a little bit more modular. So I do have 2 speakers of it, 2 Sonos speakers. So I was able to add those to the current system, so I didn't have to buy a whole new like rear surround system. And so I was just able to combine the 2, and it worked out well. And so my limited experience so far of just watching The Bastard Son, the Devil himself, has been really positive and actually got me excited to watch a lot of Netflix stuff. But yeah, if in terms of buying anything for Black Friday this year, I'll probably just go online, if anything.
Yeah, same.
But how about you? Are you gonna do anything for Black Friday, or are you just gonna wait till Boxing Day like you guys usually do?
Oh, I'm gonna do both. Like, I'm gonna buy on Black Friday and Boxing Day if there is a deal. But I'm only gonna be doing that online. I don't do in-person shopping much anymore because it's just much more convenient to purchase online. And It's Black Friday, but not really Black Friday. As in it's Black Friday week.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, so
is it
Black Friday
Friday
here is
or?
it's a whole entire week. So you don't have to rush, you have time. It's not only one day.
But how are they going to get people trampling over each other?
Well, which is, I think that was the rationale behind it. Like,
you guys actually care about your people.
It's to avoid that. I guess.
That makes sense.
I mean,
so there's no reason to force workers to work all on one day or anything like that.
Yeah. So it's an entire week, and at least an entire week, because I'm looking at Amazon right now, and there's some Black Friday deals already.
Yeah. It's been like the new trend. Like Black Friday before or Black Friday in July, or I've seen a couple of those too, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So you don't need to rush anymore, but I definitely want to have my Christmas shopping done during that sale.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping I can find something for everybody. But I need inspiration as to what to buy.
Just buy everybody some socks. Some holiday socks. Right, that's always a great gift.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea, because I don't know, it's as you grow older, you just appreciate these things. Like, I don't know, when you're younger and you receive socks, you're like, oh man, come on, that's lame.
Oh man, I know.
But now that you're older, you're like, yes, I got socks, man. I can throw away my pairs that have holes.
Yeah, I would love, like, that'd be probably the only thing I want. Like, either socks, t-shirts, or something like I can just wear. I don't have to buy for myself.
You could be like those old Asian ladies that like buy underwear for.
Oh God, not underwear. I have a particular style of underwear.
Wait, does your mom do that? Because like my mom does that.
My mom did do that. We were younger, but as we got older, it was more just socks, and then
okay.
Yeah, that's it basically. But I'm totally fine with just socks.
Yeah, my go-to is it's gonna sound like
gift cards?
Cheap. Yeah, gift cards basically, because I don't know what to get you, but here's some credits, so get whatever you want.
I hate gift cards. I never end up using them. Jesus.
I don't know. I personally don't mind it. Like, I'm not offended if somebody gifts me gift cards. If somebody gifts me an actual gift or something, then I would think, oh, this person put, thought in it.
Oh, like a homemade gift?
And yeah, especially homemade gifts. I love homemade gifts. But like if it's like bought gift or purchased gift, not a gift card, but anything else, I would think that person thought about, pondered about.
But what if it's something you don't need, or like something like that you actually don't have a use for? Are you gonna like use it, or are you gonna?
I mean, I'm gonna think.
Are you gonna regift it? Have you ever regifted anything?
I have not.
No way! I don't believe you.
I have not, but there is this one gift that I got, which is a coupon to like a spa thing.
Oh,
right.
Is this person listening?
No. Good call. Oh God. This person is not listening. But I got this coupon for like $50 off for a spa treatment.
Oh wait,
or something
not
like
even
that.
like a free massage or manicure or something, but $50 like off.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I mean, it's nice. It's a nice gift. Except that I don't ever go to spa, and then on top of that, that spa is located on a boat.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I have severe motion sickness, and the boat doesn't even have to be moving for me to be motion sick.
Goodness. So what did you? So did you give it away?
It's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, I still have it, and because I don't know if it's appropriate to regift something. Because
why not?
That's a gift.
How are they gonna know?
Is that okay? Well, I thought it was like a taboo thing.
I mean, if they don't know, is it really taboo, right? If a tree falls in the forest and doesn't make it, and you're not there to hear it, doesn't make any sound.
Well, okay, I understand that concept, but at the same time, okay, what if they ask you, oh, so how was the spa treatment? Like, how was did you enjoy it? So you would either A, have to lie and say like, oh yeah, I enjoyed it very much, or
if it's
B,
$50, if
tell
it's
the
$50
truth.
off,
Yeah.
like a coupon,
Yeah,
then that means that place is really pricey. Then
it is pricey.
if it's not even, if it wasn't even a gift certificate and it was a coupon,
yeah.
oh man, I mean, how are you gonna just be like, I couldn't afford to go because it was a $50 off coupon, not a actual free massage or a gift certificate that actually
Wait,
covered.
okay, hold on. So I said coupon, but I think it's a $50 gift certificate, but it doesn't cover an entire
okay, well
massage.
that changes things now.
But it doesn't cover an entire massage though.
Oh no, I doubt. But I mean, it's a nice thought, I guess.
Yeah.
That's one thing too. Like, I would never give somebody something that they actually have to still pay more to do the basics or minimum. Like, say for example, if I give a couple a gift card to a restaurant, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna give them like $100, so that's enough for like 2 entrees, drinks, and maybe a appetizer, right? I'm not gonna give them like $25. What are they gonna do? Split an appetizer and get water, you know? So I don't know. If I was gonna give somebody a gift of a spa or something like that, oh man, it better at least cover like a massage or like a manicure pedicure set or something like that. Just so that I don't know. I just think it's a bad taste to give somebody something where they still have to pay for it, like a significant amount. Because I feel like $50 off for a spa, you're still gonna be on the hook for like more than the gift itself,
right?
Basically,
yeah.
Unfortunate.
So yeah,
I don't think it's bad for them to give it away, or you can sell it for like $40.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's sitting somewhere and it's probably collecting dust, and it's probably gonna, collect dust. Expire. Actually, I didn't see an expiration date. I was looking.
Oh, wow.
I was looking hard for it, and I couldn't find it. So,
is this place still in business?
Oh yeah. Okay. It is. It's located.
It's
so
nice
you've been to the old port with us when you were.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about it.
Yeah, I was telling you. Bota.
That had that spa on there, right?
Yeah, it's on the boat, and it's
that weird boat.
Yeah, it's that. It's that place, and I've never been, and I honestly don't want to step on a boat. I'm sure I am 100% sure that it's relaxing and that it's beautiful and that they give really good service. It's just I wouldn't be able to survive that. That's all there is to it. I have severe motion sickness.
Maybe you just need massage.
Yeah, well, that I would appreciate because I don't know, I'm falling apart.
You can get one to fight your motion sickness, maybe.
Yeah. You think that's how it works?
No, it doesn't work like that.
But so you have regifted gifts before?
Maybe.
You don't want to admit it. People might be listening.
Maybe I have, but
okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to say if you don't. You're not comfortable.
I have, but it was always in good taste. It wasn't like I opened something and used it or something. It was just something that maybe I didn't have a use for, or I didn't feel I had a use for it. Basically, if I didn't have a use for it, it wasn't worth me opening it or anything like that. Or
Okay. So in your book, it's okay to re-gift a gift if you don't find a use for it.
Yeah, I'm usually fine with it because I mean it's given to you, and if you don't have.
Technically, you can do whatever.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with this. So it's okay I think it's okay to regift it, but only if it'll actually benefit the other person. I don't think it's good to regift something just to regift. Like, oh no, I don't have anything else to give this person. Let me give them this gift that I never use.
Right.
Right. If it'll fit the other person better, that's a good idea, and them, they will actually use it. Then that's good. If you have no idea and you're just gonna give it this away so that you can get rid of it, that's kind of pretty bad because more than likely they're gonna regift it as well. So that's the only thing.
Okay.
But that's usually only on stuff that's purchased. But if it's like a personal gift or a handmade or gift or something like that, I usually keep on. There's really no reason to regift that at all. All right. And so I think that concludes our episode for this week about Black Friday. Do you have any experiences with Black Friday? Do you have any interesting stories? Have you witnessed ambulances or firefighters at a Black Friday event? Well, if you did, let us know. You can share them with us by writing to the amtake@gmail.com. That's TheAMTAKE@gmail.com. Next week, we'll be talking about the evolution of social media and how that changed the world and maybe our experiences dealing with that growing up. Also, have you guys subscribed to us yet? We're on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify as well too. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week then.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.